So change your mindset. You are not old. Age is just a number, okay? You can feel like I am 57 now, just turned 57. I feel better now than I did when I was in my 20s. Huh. Well, maybe it was because I was doing a lot of drinking in my 20s too, but age is a mindset. You could feel, and I think when you start thinking that, hey, I'm not old, I'm young, when you start having that mindset, you feel better about yourself, and ending that negative self-talk. It's like, I get clients that, God, they're in their late 30s and it's like, I'm old, Richie, I feel so old. And it's like, fuck, really? Change your mindset. You're young. If you think young, you'll feel young. Okay? So this is one of the most important things. The other stuff's important, but start changing your mindset. When you want to start complaining about your body, think, what can I do different to make my body perform better? What can I do different to give my body the fuel, the energy, the rest that it needs so I can push forward? Because I don't know about you, but I want to live to at least 90 to 100, as long as I get everything up here. That's why I think I do these videos. Okay, moving on to the next one. So one of my secrets is moving. And I'm not talking about buying one of these torture machines. This is a Peloton for $5,000. Although you can get it for $126 a month and it includes the membership. And I get no money for saying that. And this has been a great device because I used to have knee problems, but I don't anymore. So aside from that, moving. So what does moving mean? So moving means anything that constitutes getting your heartbeat up. Everybody's wearing these trackers nowadays. It's just getting your heartbeat elevated for at least 20 minutes a day. Like I said, you don't need one of these torture machines. You don't need expensive gym memberships, cardio workout classes. Years ago, I did, I bought a video collection called Insanity. You should Google it. And, if I was my own therapist, I would have told myself that I should be committed to a psychiatric hospital for doing it. It did a number on my body, made me feel good, but it was insane. So I'm not telling you need to do any of that. If you're in your 50s, 60s, or 70s, just move. There's plenty of information on Google, YouTube that you can search on. My favorite one was, it's called Cardio Walking Workout with Leslie Sanson. That's a plug. I don't get any money for that, but she helped me lose 40 pounds after COVID. Yeah, I gained 40 pounds during COVID. Who would have thought, sitting around the house all day, watching TV and doing some work here and there, and I would have gained 40 pounds. Anyway, I almost shit when my doctor said that I was weighing in at 250 pounds. And I was like, that doesn't seem right. So it automatically just appeared, I was wearing sweatpants for 2 years, like all of us, well, most of us. So move, go walk outside, walk in your house, maybe a little weight training. But if you don't move, you are not going to have energy. And if you don't move, you're not going to feel good about yourself. So starting slowly, take a 5-minute walk a day. And then tomorrow, take a 10-minute walk a day. Oh, my back hurts, my knees hurt. They're going to continue to hurt even more if you don't start moving. Because when we don't move our muscles, they start to get weaker. They lose muscle tone, especially as we get older, we lose muscle. So we got to do everything in our power to maintain the muscles that we have. And even if we can grow a little muscle, that would be great. Okay, so just move. Like I said, it doesn't have to be expensive and you don't have to kill yourself. Just move a little bit each day, and then as each day goes on, add a little bit to it. The goal here, try to work out 5 days a week. If I do any less than that, I feel guilty. So make it a habit. After 21 days, it'll become a habit, and you want to get to the point where you will feel guilty if you don't start moving. Okay, on to the next one. So here's another tip to live longer, healthier, and happier. Try to reduce your sugar. Oh, Richie, what are you talking about? That's all I have when I'm in my 40s or 50s. That's all I have is a little treat. Hold on, I'm not telling you to stop that completely. We'll get to that in a second. I'm telling you to reduce your sugar intake, because sugar is poison to the body, because the body doesn't know what to do with it. It's a foreign substance, and it goes to places where it's not supposed to go to. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to get into all the medical mumbo jumbo, but there's enough of those on YouTube. So just Google sugar and our body, or sugar's effects on our body, and you get a million videos out there. Dr. Chatterley, Live Longer, Healthy, something like that. He's got a great podcast. He's got great guests on that for health stuff. So what sugar does, to summarize, so you don't have to watch thousands of hours of videos like I did on health, is it overloads and damages your liver. It tricks your body into gaining weight and affects your insulin and leptin signaling. And this is the worst one. It causes metabolic dysfunction. Okay? And what that is, it is a group of conditions and risks of heart disease, stroke, and type 2 diabetes. Well, that sounds friggin' horrible, doesn't it? Exactly. And when I'm talking about sugar, it's like there's so much sugar. If we have a lifestyle that's kind of not really health food conscious, we may be eating foods that contain sugar and we don't even know it. Like eating out and, takeout foods. You know how many teaspoons of sugar there are in a McDonald's Big Mac? 12. Okay. And then sugar also hides in other foods like yogurts, especially the sweetened ones, tons of sugar. Oh, it's healthy. Lots of sugar. Breakfast cereals. Oh, it's whole wheat. Look at the sugar content. Okay. And then there are beverages. So let's stay with condiments, for instance. So ketchup. Do you know how many teaspoons of sugar are in 1 tablespoon of ketchup? 1 tablespoon of ketchup, 1 teaspoon of sugar. Question. I don't know about you, but if I treat myself to a hamburger and French fries, very seldom, but I do, I use a lot of freaking ketchup. So I never correlated it to that because that's scary. I usually use like half a bottle. So I'm going to rethink that now. See, I learned something. So that's condiments, barbecue sauces, and, all those condiments that we put on our food that we think aren't bad, loaded with sugar. Body says, oh my God, not only are you giving me this greasy hamburger, you're washing it down with all this sugar-saturated ketchup. Beautiful. I love you. No, I hate you. So let's talk about beverages, because that's one of my biggest focuses here, is beverages are unnecessary calories that we put in our body. I'll get to alcohol later, because maybe, for some of us, we enjoy a drink or two and we're okay with that sugar. So a can of Coca-Cola, if you drink Coke, Mountain Dew, any of that stuff, guess how many teaspoons of sugar are in a Coca-Cola? I already measured this out. Still coming. Still coming. It's still coming. It's still coming. Holy shit. 1 12-ounce can of Coca-Cola has almost 10 teaspoons of sugar. What do you think about that? It's really scary, isn't it? So if you don't take one thing from this video, cutting down your beverages, all those sugary drinks is one thing that's going to help you live longer, and on top of it, reduce your risk of cardiovascular disease, metabolic syndrome, and type 2 diabetes, because none of those sound really good. Okay, so that's sugar. So get rid of the sugar. And then the last thing I want to say about sugar is that a study was conducted at Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health. I'm reading this because I would never remember this. and School of Medicine found that drinking high levels of sugar-sweetened carbonated beverages was associated with a higher risk of coronary artery disease in adults without a history of cardiovascular disease, cancer, or diabetes. So for me, my dad died at 52. He had 3 heart attacks, and the fourth one got him. He used to drink, but he switched to wine. But he was drinking wine. He was drinking a vat of that a day, so that really didn't help him out that much. And my grandfather, one of them, he died at his father, my dad's father, died at 61 or 62. So I'm very conscious about my health because I'm 57 now, so I beat my dad by 5 years and hopefully a lot more than that. So, okay, so that's sugar in a nutshell. Everything's got hidden sugar in it. We get a lot of it during the course of our day, like condiments and yogurts and all that stuff, cereals, breakfast cereals, and bread and stuff like that. If you eat bread, but I'm going to do a whole thing on bread at some point. But so Richie, you're saying I have to eliminate sugar completely from my diet. Nope, I am not saying that. I'm saying reduce the sugar that doesn't give you any pleasure. Like drinking a Coke, oh, it gives me energy. Okay. Or a Red Bull, that must have 1,000,000 grams of sugar, million tablespoons of sugar. Okay, drink coffee, do something like that if you need to feel like pick me up. But if you need a pick me up, there are other things going on. You're probably not sleeping good. You're probably really stressed out. So there are reasons why you're tired. And eating bad food. You get a sugar spike, you're up, and then have a McDonald's Big Mac, 12 teaspoons of sugar for lunch. How do you think you're going to feel at 3 o'clock? You're going to feel like shit. Okay, so, well, what can we eat? Okay, I'm getting to it. So for me, I love Ben & Jerry's fish food ice cream with cream on top. If I could eat it every day, I would. I had it 2 nights ago. I didn't sleep well, but it was worth not sleeping really good to have that because it felt so good. So what I'm saying is that you don't have to eliminate those small little pleasures in life. Like I would much rather have my fish food ice cream with, 20 teaspoons of sugar, whatever it is, for dessert a couple of times a week than chug a 16-ounce bottle of Coca-Cola. Okay? Or eat a Big Mac from McDonald's or French fries, or I would rather consume my sugar in something that I know has sugar in it and that's not secretly, coming around the back end. Okay, so go have your ice cream, go have your piece of cake, but eliminate all that other stuff in your diet, okay? And enjoy life, because that will help you live longer. Okay, I'm not going to go into the whole diet thing. I've done almost every diet known to mankind in the last 40 years that I'm on this kind of journey of kind of trying to keep myself young, feel vibrant, and feel like I'm in my 20s. So I've done keto. I've done the Atkins diet. I've done Weight Watchers. I've done Jenny Craig. I've done a grapefruit diet where I ate grapefruit for a while. I did a celery juice diet. Vegan. I think keto. I don't know if I mentioned a keto carnivore diet. I've done almost every diet imaginable on the planet. Okay, and the biggest problem with diets is that a diet is a start and an end point, okay? And when you have that, like I did a low carb diet. I didn't eat carbs for 4 months. I lost 20 pounds or so. It was great. I felt good. And then it's like the diet, my mind was over. So what did I do? I think I ate a dozen bagels. So when we restrict ourselves to things that we want, we kind of start craving them so much that we kind of revert back to what we were used to doing. So I want you to do this is stop saying the word diet. You're not on a diet. I'm thinking lifestyle change. I'm in my 40s and 50s or 60s, and this is how I live. I eat as much whole foods as I can. The less the human hands touch it, the healthier they are. Okay, I eat a lot of fruits, vegetables. I eat a lot of protein, and if I can eat protein, I'm going to eat protein from organic or organically raised animals. Okay, that's important. And I know it's expensive, but you need a lot of protein, but it's got to be good protein. You can have tofu, which I enjoy. Canned fish is another one that people, oh, that's gross. No way, no way. I'm gonna do some recipes with canned fish. You will say, huh, that's good. And so you get your omega-3s. So the goal here, and there's a great book I just read. I forgot what it was, but if I'm gonna get it, and I'll put in the notes. And the goal here is what he says. What I've been following the last several months is try to eat at least 30 different plants and vegetables a week. Okay, 30 different ones, a variety to keep our microbiome healthy, our gut. Our gut is the key, okay? Keeping that healthy, like Google gut health on YouTube. You'll find a bunch of things. Microbiome, okay? That's what's important, okay? Moving on to the next one. Okay, I'm gonna combine this one into two, and I talked a little bit about them here and there. Takeout food and processed food. They're both the same thing, okay? We're gonna generalize it as processed food. And you know the reason why takeout food is so good? Because it's loaded with sugar and salt. The same thing with processed food. The more the human hands touch it, the more processed it is, the more toxic it is for our body. And it's gonna create all those nasty things like heart disease and diabetes and insulin resistance and cardiovascular disease and all that stuff. And it's gonna make you look older, okay? It's gonna make you look older. Your skin's gonna look older because when processed food comes into our body, the body doesn't know what to do with it and it sends it everywhere. So if you wanna look younger and feel younger, start eliminating as much as you can processed foods and takeout. Not to say to cut out takeout or, eating out completely. We gotta live, right? Once, maybe twice a week, and then in those once, twice a week, make smart choices. Having French fries and onion rings and fried whatever once a week, not good for our body. Fried food is one of the worst things that you can put inside this beautiful body that we were given, that it's our job to maintain so we can live longer, be happier and look younger and feel younger too, okay? So limit your dining out, limit your processed foods as much as you can. And when you're dining out, try to make smart choices. And I'm not telling you to have salmon salad because just make as smart choices as you can when you're eating out and enjoy. On to the next one. Okay, here's another tip to live longer, happier, and feel younger and look younger. Alcohol. Oh my God, Richie, you got to tell me that I can't drink alcohol again? Nope. That would make me a hypocrite, okay? Because, some of us like to have a couple of drinks every now and then. It's funny that when I'm doing intakes, and I think most therapists think the same way, is because we've done intakes before usually, and it's like when we come to the substance use questions, it's like, how many drinks do you have a week? And it's like, 1 or 2. So it's such a lie. It's like, okay, we're going to double that at least and then go from there. But so alcohol. Alcohol is one of those things that, in moderation, I feel that it's okay. But when we get into our 50s and 60s and 70s, I think it becomes a problem. Because if we're consuming too much alcohol in one sitting, more than 3 or 4 drinks, besides the sugar intake, which is horrible. We were at a restaurant a couple of weeks ago, and it's like, some lady ordered a blueberry mojito, and the guy poured the syrup into her glass, and it's like, I want to know how much sugar in is that. So I got the thing that he poured, I grabbed it, and I took a picture of it, and there was, if I recall, almost 40 or 50 grams of sugar in 1 teaspoon in that drink, and it's like, holy shit. Wow. So besides the sugar intake, what alcohol does to us, it's like, it's another foreign invader. It's like, oh, you can drink wine, and it's good for you. And it's like, oh, that's all bullshit. There's the grapes and it's good for you. It's like, no. drink because it's social and to go have a few drinks. Like I'll go out with my wife once a week. If we go out to dinner, we'll have a few drinks. But other than that, what alcohol does, besides the toll it takes on our body, we lose time. Okay, if you go out and you have a real good night, a real good bender, I have a couple of those a year. How many days do you lose? For me, the last time I did it was like 3 or 4 months ago, and I ended up losing 3 days of my life. 3 days where I didn't want to do anything. I felt like crap. I looked like crap. And I ate crap. So there was a lot of crap there. So alcohol takes days from our lives. It's like, I don't know about you, but for me, I'm 57 and my days are precious. Time is one thing we can't make enough of. And losing days because I was drinking, is it worth it? And I'm doing a lot of reflection now. Like last night, my wife and I worked in the yard and it's like, oh, I was going to have like a cold beer. And it's like, yeah, no, I'm not going to have a cold beer because I had a couple of drinks 2 nights ago and I did not sleep at all. And last night, guess how much sleep I got? I got 11 hours. I feel like $1 million. I am going to be such an awesome therapist today because I feel so rested. I have so much energy and I found new ways to do my videos, which is another bonus. So what I'm saying is that alcohol is going to take days from your life, okay? You're going to regret it. You're going to not treat your body well after you drank a lot. So kind of cut back and think twice before you have that drink. And I'm not telling you to eliminate it, but I'm telling you to be responsible to your body and to the time you have left on this planet. And where would you rather spend it? Living your life or living on the couch, binge watching shows and feeling really useless? Okay, that's my last tip for this episode, or whatever it is. If you like it, like it. If you want to subscribe. I got a lot of stuff coming, a lot of great ideas. If you got some comments about your journey of getting into your 40s, 50s, 60s, or 70s, please let me know. If you have any questions for me, please let me know. Love to answer them. Richie, hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.